What's up, Nerd Crew? Nurdie J here, and today we are going to do something different. We're going to do some paper modeling. I got some paper models that I have acquired since my teenage years, and so I thought I'd show off that we're doing these kind of paper models. Unfortunately, I do not know where they come from. But I know that there was a website where I got these from, but the website's been long defunct since my high school days. And all I know is that there was like it was like Goldenrod or something, Hot Rod's brother or cousin or something like that. I don't really know much about it, but that's where I got these from initially. It was a really cool website to find. And today we are doing the Aerialbots. So I got 5 different copies of, I've got 5 different figures that I'm going to be doing. And we are going to do one each time in a 5-episode slot, hopefully. And so today we're going to start off with the first Aerialbot, which is Air Raid. So what you'll need is, if you to do a paper model, would be printing it out on some cardstock, like this. You will need different sizes of paper clips. So I got some jumbo-sized and some regular-sized paper clips, and that's mainly meant for stability and holding pieces down. You'll need a good pair of scissors, and I like to use super glue, the liquid kind. This is the brand that I have had good luck with compared to the other brands, but it doesn't mean that you have to use this per se. You don't even need to have cardstock per se. What I did back in my teenage years was get the poster board, the one that has like the slick side with the rough side, and just print these out on paper. And then I would cut like around these, and then I would take them and use a stick of glue that was non-colored, because the color will just bleed through. Like, let's say this white right here, it would bleed through either blue or purple, and it would just not go away. Even though it's supposed to dry clear, it doesn't. Once it stains, it stains. At least that's what I've had dealt with. And then you follow the instructions. Each paper model has instructions right here. And you just follow the instructions, and then you just cut them out according to the instructions, fold them, and put them together. And you can just use tape if you want. And like right here, it just says tape, but I found that glue works better and has a better longevity. So without further ado, let's get these pieces cut out. So this is actually Air Raid, the first alphabetically in line for the Aerialbots. And essentially what we do is cut out the body, which is this big section here. And it's a very simple paper model, actually. And you want to make sure there is enough space when you cut it, so that you create these, you can create a tongue on one side, even though I didn't cut it very well here. But the thing is that you want a tongue, so when you fold it, you have kind of a surface for the glue to stick on. And then it won't, like, if you fold it around, you would fold the tab into here, and then you won't have like a piece of unstable brick, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I'm just going to cut this out a little bit better. And then come up to here. And I love doing these. I had to put a stop to it for the longest time, mainly because of my carpal tunnel, and in both hands, and also in my, after carpal tunnel, I now have tendonitis in both thumb pads right here, actually, in both sides. Right now, I don't know if it's coming up at all, but this vein's kind of popping out a little bit, which I've been told multiple times that is not a symptom of tendonitis, but yet whenever it's raised, like really raised, that's when I have the most problem gripping anything, and then I just drop stuff, honestly. So we finish this off here, this final cut, and then come up, oops, a little early, come up on an angle here. And then we follow the instructions of folding. We do not fold this tab though, even though it doesn't say to not fold the tab. So it's assumed that you fold this, but you don't. It's the cockpit of the jet, so you don't want to fold that. So the instructions are kind of dicey at times, depending on the paper model. And I have started building paper models again. I guess I'm building one now. What I should say is that I tend to make paper models now a little more intricately. I do have a page on DeviantArt right now where people can get paper models for free. And I'm underneath Nurdie J, and I mainly do Transformers, but I have some others like Gundam. I have like Power Rangers, not very many, but so essentially, I'm getting back into that, and as a part of it, I've also heard that people like to modify them to fit their needs, and that's kind of where I like it. It's kind of like, yeah, people request me to do, like, can I just mod it so they don't have to mod it? But at the same time, I feel like if I do, even though, like I made a swoop recently, a G1 swoop. It was one of my very earliest kind. Come on, glue. It was my very earliest kind that I made in such a long time, and I modeled it after this kind of style. So it doesn't have tabs like built in essentially into the paper model. It's just that sorry, I'm kind of concentrating, trying to not get myself glued up and stuff. And so I got a request recently from a fellow creator on DeviantArt if I could mod it the way he wants it, or I should say they want it, because I don't know who it is per se. But essentially, they wanted me to do it in the style of a Hako clone, which is a style of paper models that I am not into. Well, I like building them, but at the same time, I don't know how to make them, because essentially, like, a foot would start here for the front of the foot. It'd be like the straight line like this, but then it'll go off in an angle, and then yet another angle for the back of the foot. And I'm like, I don't know how to make that look anywhere near decent. So, but I'm like, at the same time, they know how to do it, and they already modded it. So if you found the paper model there, they also made the chest plate blue instead of red, because I was basing it off the toy at the time. Because I didn't have a swoop, it was going to be my stand-in until I got a swoop of some sort, like a KO or else an original swoop, or if they ever made a reissue, I was going to do that too. So for the longest time, that was just a stand-in for me. And so I learned the trick of the paper clips and taking and making tongues and stuff just out of necessity, pretty much. And I really enjoy doing that. It's very calming. It's one of the few things that I find joy in during depression times. And so therefore I thought I'd share it with you guys, since I'm going through a bout of depression right now thanks to my bipolar acting up. But, it's just a lot of fun, and it's calming. And with a recent video that me and Ben did, so I'm pre-recording this because I'm just so bored right now. But the thing is that Ben and I watched Rise of the Beasts, and by the time this will come out, that would already have came out for a video. And honestly, not the video per se, but watching Rise of the Beast kind of just upset me in a lot of ways. And not nothing personal towards the, like, it didn't affect me personally or anything. It's just that it was very time consuming, figuring out how to record stuff like that, working in a hot car. Because it was a little bit warmer than I expected, trying to not overheat thanks to my neck swelling because of what happened earlier in the day. And so, just I was not happy with the way it turned out. And then Ben was constantly like, I don't know, I don't think he was trying to be argumentative. It's more like he was trying to like watch out for me so I didn't say anything that I would regret. But it kind of like irked me in a way. And nothing bad against Ben. He was just being a friend and being, there for me and stuff. It's just like I felt like I couldn't be honest about my rating for the video. So essentially, now we have the wings. So this is what his jet mode is going to look like. It's pretty dinky, yes, but it's fun, I would say. And now we move on to the arms, and the arms are supposed to be built in a specific way. So the thing is that you need to have a tab. So I'm going to try and make a tab down here for this arm. When I rotate it, you'll see what I mean. And then I'll put a tab. Let me see. I'll put a tab like over here, maybe. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Put a tab up here. So it's kind of hard for me to do anything with my index finger. So I'm sorry if it kind of looks like I'm flipping people off. I don't mean to. It's just I don't want to get things gluey, and if it offends you, I am genuinely sorry about that. My videos are not meant to offend anyone. So what you could do for the tabs here, instead of doing these little tabs like this, what you could do is do like, it says you're supposed to like fold it onto the body. You could just make this whole thing a tab, this whole one side. So, cut this down. So just hopefully by the time I'm done with all 5 of these figures, all 5 Aerialbots from 1985-86 technically is when the toys came out, but 85 is when they got premiered in the cartoon. But essentially, when I get that done, if you guys want to see more, please let me know. I made a few things so far on YouTube. Please take a view of them. And honestly, no one is commenting on them. No one is subscribing, really. I know that's not what I'm intending for, is not necessarily be popular, but I'm kind of hoping that this can start a branch of just communication and finding what interests people within the different nerdoms. Like, yeah, I am not a Star Wars fan, but I might do Star Wars paper models eventually. I was initially going to do a Star Trek ship for this, but I felt like that was going to be too long. So essentially now I am wondering if this gets enough views and enough people talking about it, that, not only will that make me feel like I'm actually worth having around on YouTube again, because this channel was created about 3 different times ultimately, with lots of baggage onto it, but essentially it failed, and it was initially called just Nurdie Boys initially, and I had over 200 videos, and then COPA happened, and now no one talks about COPA at all. So I was actually afraid at that point, plus with a lot of trauma in the background of stuff, that I just had to quit and put the kibosh on me and Ben working on anything. And so essentially, then I migrated the channel to Facebook for a while. And the thing was is that I renamed it under Nurdie J Reviews Plus, but that didn't get anywhere. And essentially no one was watching it there because they introduced a thing called, what was it, like Facebook Watch, I want to say. And so, and I already screwed up. There, I'll tell you where I screwed up here. So essentially, right here, there needs to be a tab. And luckily, it's easy enough to fix. It's just that I kind of cut too far and didn't realize it until I got around. So, so let's just do that. And so to fix that, it says the head needs to be permanent anyway, permanently fixed. So what you would do is just cut like just a random piece, like so. Measure it so it's in between the lines. And yeah, it's going to be in between the lines. So just take and glue it here. Spread it out. Take it and go underneath the face part of the head and then just glue it. Press it. And there you go. So now we can just go back to folding with this. So essentially it is right now it's just a headache for me. You know, I'm not here for the popularity. I just want to have my voice heard is kind of how I feel. And I just feel like if something doesn't hit with someone, I'm not the wiser pretty much because no one's commenting. No one is letting me know, hey, this is good, please continue. Nothing, honestly. All my videos that I have so far uploaded, there's only been like 2 comments on a video, and that's my best friend's mom, well, Ben, I should say, his mom commented on it, and so I replied to her, and that was it. So I don't know who's watching. I don't know if this is a bot situation where, like, I only have 5 subscribers. I don't know if bots subscribe or not. I literally just don't know what is going on. And so the analytics doesn't help either, as it just tells me, you know, oh, this is reaching this far and stuff, and yet I only have 5 subscribers. I only have a certain amount of views. So hopefully we can solve that eventually. So here's what it looks like built. So this is air raid. So to make him into a robot, I need to reglue the arm. Arm kind of came undone. And that does tend to happen with these tinier tabs, honestly. They don't stick very well. But enough glue, it'll make the paper slick enough, and then you'll have a slick piece that would just adhere a little bit easier. So, back to this. So, for robot mode, you flip these back and stick them back out so that they're more parallel. And, eat that, cutie! And so this is air raid. It is robot mode. I'm going to actually do something that's not even requested of the of this, but since the head goes nowhere and it butts up right against the nose cone, I'm just going to glue it for now. And if it requires that, you know, like I think Silverbolt's head legs go right into the top of the head, so I don't think I'm going to need to undo it. But if there's a reason that I need to undo it, I'll do it at that point. But this is a little chibi, I guess, air raid. So for alt mode, you bring down the wings, fold them down a little bit, bring them back out, fold them down, bring them out, and then you just fold the arms over here, and this is where the paper clips will come in handy. So you can just take a jumbo one and slide it down here, which is what I'm going to do. You know what? A jumbo is probably going to be too big, so I'm just going to grab. Let's see how far we can get with a regular. So there's a short side and a long side. Right here's the short, right here's the long, and we want the long side on the outside, trying to grip the arms a bit. So essentially just tuck what you can, just get it on the best you can, and then like that is sometimes how it works. So there we go. And then here is jet mode, I think. And so essentially that's it. Until next time, I've been Nurdie J, and I'll catch you next time.
Let